guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review for Record of a Spaceborn Few by Becky Chambers. This is the third book that Becky Chambers has written in an adult science fiction series. These are all companion books, the first book being The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and these books don't have to be read in any particular order, although the second book should probably follow the first book because there are some characters from the first book in that one, but this one actually takes place in a separate place without any of the characters from the first book, although some of them are mentioned, so you can really read this book at any time before the first book if you haven't read the first book yet. And this book takes place in the Exodus fleet. This fleet comprises all of the ancestors of humans that were the last to leave Earth, and they were trying to seek a suitable place to live. So this is in the future where they have come in contact with aliens. There are plenty of different planets and spaceports and things like that, but there are a number of humans that still remain on the fleet, and this kind of follows their way of life. People coming in from other planets and discovering their way of life, people that have lived there their whole lives, and people that want to leave there, as well as aliens that are kind of documenting what is going on there. So first, I'm going to talk about the world building. I love Becky Chambers' stories because her world building is just as expansive as more of a military sci-fi would be, or something that's following a more apocalyptic event, warfare, things like that, but it takes place in a day-to-day setting. It's like a slice of life in future space, and I love it so much. She goes into such detail about social norms and religion and rituals and politics and how people are interacting with the world around them and how people adapt to these different things that would maybe happen in the future, and I found it so interesting and so immersive, and it feels a lot to me, typical of me talking about sci-fi, like Mass Effect, where it's like this is how humanity is reacting to aliens that have been here this whole time and things like that. So I just always find it so refreshing and fun. Next, let me talk about our characters. This follows a number of different perspectives, like I said, of people who have lived on the fleet, who want to live on the fleet, who are growing up in the fleet, things like that. It follows kind of the event of something that happened in the fleet at the very beginning that you find out about, and how those people have reacted over the years to that, and how that's kind of shaped their culture and their society. These are kind of intertwining POVs as well, so the characters will come in contact with one another and affect one another's stories, and I really enjoyed all of the characters. They all have a very unique voice, so it doesn't feel like you are losing the story by following the different POVs. It's all kind of, just like I said, a slice of life, so it's not like you're following some kind of huge climactic event at the end. There's not these kind of life and death situations. It's more life and death in daily life instead of life and death in a giant war zone or things like that. Lastly, we talk about the plot. Although this is kind of slice of life and much more character driven and even like world building driven, this still is something that is very easy to read. I really cared about the characters and wanted to know what was going to happen to them, wanted to know the choices that they were going to make, and kind of how their choices were going to affect the world around them. So even though it might read a little bit slower to some people, I know that some people did struggle with The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet because it is so much more character based and not so much focused on an action-y plot. I still find these books very easy to read and to get through, and I still do want to know what's going to happen. So I obviously really enjoyed Record of a Spaceborn Few, and I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, maybe even 5. I can't quite decide, but this is the last book that I had to read for the BookTube SFF Award, so yay, I finished all the nominees I'm supposed to read. So comment down below, let me know what you thought of Record of a Spaceborn Few. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.